What is up, Upper Debate Nation? Happy Monday. Today is May 9th. We're in the midst of the NBA playoffs. We just finished the NFL draft, and I am graced to be here tonight with my awesome two.
Hey, no, you're muted.
You're on mute, bro.
Was that muted the whole time? Then?
Nah, just right before you're about to say it.
Yeah.
I'm graced with my two hosts, though. I don't know why that muted. Lib and Jay both. How are we doing tonight, guys?
Doing good.
Beautiful out here. Beautiful day, sunny LA. How you feeling, Viv?
Doing all right. It's like 9 o'clock for here now, so I can't say the same.
Hey, I saw our guy Jay had a pretty good weekend. It looked like. Hold on, I'm trying to find the pic. Man, it won't screen share it right now. I'm trying to find the picture of Jay and his buddy, but while I try to load it up, why don't you tell everybody about what you did this weekend, Jay?
Yeah, so I got invited to check out the Emvpiid Dome, brand new stadium they're building in LA. It's going to be crazy for the Clippers. Clippers are officially LA's team 2024, I'm telling y'all now. But anyway, so I was there. I seen Chuck, my guy Chuck, a.k.a. Are you going to say it, though? Spidey Chuck? Are you going to say it, Spidey Chuck? I don't know.
Spidey Chuck. I might have to fight him because he's taking my nickname, Jay. That was something I thought you and I had. I mean, I guess not.
Yeah, I know. He's impeding our relationship. But anyway, long story short, I dapped him up, gave him some love, and then he pulled me over to the basketball court. He's like, come over here. And he did this like little backflip thing on the rim. We got the picture. Dog will probably show you. But can I just say this before we start? Because I know we're probably going to talk about this. But all the NBA teams suck, like really bad, dog, this year. I watched the playoffs. They all suck. I'm actually going to drop some stuff on our TikTok to show you how bad it is. So I'm officially not a fan of any of these teams. 100% Clippers fan, baby. I'm starting early. Let's get it.
One sec. I'm going to rejoin, but one thing I want you guys to start talking about, I'll try to pull the graphic up because for some reason the graphics aren't working. I'll try to rejoin and come back. But Emvpiid goes to Jokic today. What do you guys think of that? Why don't you guys start on that?
Viv, you want to take that?
Sure. I think that Jokic deserves MVP. You won't find as many players with as historic of a scoring, rebounding, and playmaking season as Jokic did. Plus, Jokic is not a negative defender, contrary to what Sixers fans will tell you. I mean, Embiid's only a slightly above. And also, Embiid, he can't really – I mean, he's doing a better job of it in the playoffs for sure. He did a really good job of it last game, but he's not really that great at guarding guards in space or pick-and-roll defense. He's good at rim protection, but, I mean, in terms of help defense, I mean – I would rather have a lot of other defenders than Joel Embiid for help defense and things that are equally as valuable as rim protection. And so I would say that the offensive gap outweighs the defensive gap. Embiid's a better scorer, but Jokic is a better shooter. Jokic is more efficient. Jokic is a better playmaker, passer, rebounder, and a positive defender. So I think he deserved it. And also the carry job he did. I mean, no Jamal Murray, no Michael Porter Jr. Joel Embiid had a pretty good squad. Even he didn't have Ben Simmons before the James Harden trade. He still had a good squad. Seth Curry was putting up production. You know, Thibault was playing defense. The guys were stepping up, and now he has James Harden. Now he has now he has Tyrese Maxey going into his own. Like Joel Embiid's got a much better team, and Jokic did more for his team than Joel Embiid did.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree with what you said up until the very end there. I will say this. I mean, Joel Embiid lost Curry midway through the season. He still did his thing. He didn't have Ben Simmons the first half of the season before he got James Harden. He still did his thing. I mean, you know how I feel, Viv. Losing Jamal Murray is like losing, like, I don't know. That's like the Celtics losing Derek White. Like, I mean, yeah, he's good. Play some defense. He can score the bucket, but I mean,
Jamal Murray's a lot better than Derek White. Jamal Murray's close to a top 10 point guard, and also. Yeah, he is. He's in that 10 to 15 range. He's not like
I don't trust your point guard skills, Viv, because you said Trae Young's close to a top 10 point guard. I think I gotta get you on that TikTok. I think I like that. I was laughing so hard.
Trae Young is top 5.
I was laughing. Oh my gosh, I was laughing so hard when I'm gonna reply. Hey, if you guys are on the TikTok, Upper Debate TikTok, Upper Debate podcast, he posted this Trae Young clip. I was laughing I was driving, so I couldn't reply to it, but I was laughing so hard when I was watching it. But anyway. The reason why I say it's because, like, okay, I wouldn't say Derek White. There's another point guard that's more close to Jamal Murray, which is he's in the playoffs right now. He's really good. Jalen Brunson. I think he's more like maybe a Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson is better than Jamal Murray by at least, like,
No. Come on.
a foot. But
Jamal Murray's better at every aspect of the game than Jalen
Jalen
Brunson.
Brunson.
Come
I
on
mean,
now. This
Jalen
is
Brunson.
recency
He is going to be on our
bias.
TikTok because his defense was atrocious. But
This is straight up. I love Jalen Brunson. I love the Mavericks, but this is straight up recency bias. Like Jamal
Jalen,
Murray.
no, it's not recency bias. You want to tell you why it's not recency bias?
We're
Because
all forgetting how good Jamal Murray was like before he got injured. Like I mean, come on, Jokic like even if he didn't have Jamal Murray, he also lost Michael Porter Jr. So he didn't have a second
No, you're
or
right.
third option. His next best
Michael
player was
Porter,
Aaron
yeah.
Gordon.
No, Michael Porter is really nice. I think he's a top 10 small forward. He's really nice.
So that leaves you with your next best option is Aaron Gordon, and you don't want your next best option being Aaron Gordon when Joel Embiid has his next best option being James Harden. And
that's why I agree with you. That's why I agree with you, and I can't disagree with anything you said about Jokic being the MVP. But I do want to say something real quick about recency bias because I remember in the bubble when the Mavericks were playing the playoffs when they lost, I think like the first round, and they were playing with Trey Burke, and Trey Burke is trash. He reminds me of Trae Young, but just somehow worse. But anyway, the point of the story is if they would have had Jalen Brunson, he opted out because of COVID, because he didn't want to play because of COVID, so he opted out of the season. But the bubble, whatever. But if he would have been in the bubble, the Mavericks probably win the finals that year. They probably win the championship over the Lakers that year.
I disagree. Jalen Brunson was not. He wasn't good in last. Jalen Brunson was not good in last year's playoffs against the Clippers. Jalen Brunson was not good until this year. So I have to disagree with that. Jalen Brunson was still coming into. He was still coming into his own. It took him some time to develop. And with the way Rick Carlisle was using his players and having Luka play hero ball, you're not going to allow guys like Jalen Brunson. That's the reason Kristaps didn't succeed in Dallas is because Rick Carlisle had Luka play hero ball, and the duo just didn't work out. The same thing would happen with Jalen Brunson. He would be playing third fiddle behind Luka and Porzingis, which is already a dysfunctional duo. And so, therefore, until Jason Kidd came around and changed the way that the Mavericks operate, you're not going to get. You're not going to get like the same. You're not going to get the output out of Jalen Brunson that we're seeing this year in the playoffs. So I have to disagree with that there.
I respect that.
So this for now is the best we can get. I'm gonna have to figure out what the deal is. But I'll take it real quick just to keep the show moving. Thank you guys for keeping that moving. I'm gonna keep trying to fix this as we go on and keep the show moving. But I got robbed. That's why I put the robbery mask. Jokic. I don't know what exactly the deal was. Why MVPIID wasn't voted. I think it's because he's from Philly, but that's my bias. I mean, I do think Jokic is a good player, and it's definitely Jokic or Embiid. In all seriousness, though, I am kind of like, here's the silver lining for it. Yeah, it sucks. Like, we wanted him to win. I'm not going to lie. I do hear Bib's point, though. Embiid does have more talent around him. That's 100% true. But I think for Embiid, use this as fuel right now in the playoffs. Like, go off right now. Take this out on the Miami Heat. Make them pay. Make everybody see, why you were wrong. Show them why you should be the MVP, if it really upsets you that much. So hopefully he can take a negative and turn it into a positive. We'll see for sure, but definitely.
Your mic keeps cutting out just randomly.
What the deal is with all my stuff? I'm gonna have to try shutting this down. Maybe it's my laptop. So I'll come back. Let me see if this will stay up though, real quick.
All right, for sure.
All right, bet.
Staying put. Hey, Baker Mayfield throwing up the L for his career.
I'll go with this real quick, so then I can go figure out what the hell's up with all my stuff. But at the end of the day, Baker Mayfield, you're going to be a backup next year, whether you like it or not. Whether you want to be a backup, whether you don't want to be a backup, it's going to happen. So you're going to be a backup. Deebo Samuel, I think, has came to terms with the 49ers. They seem to have made up. They're liking Instagram posts. They're following each other again. All that good stuff that athletes and teams should be doing modern day. I don't know about Baker. I feel like he's hitting Cleveland with the unfollow, though. He seems pretty freaking pissed about it. I'm honestly shocked he doesn't have a team yet. I thought Seattle or the Panthers would have pulled the trigger for him. Interesting to see what's going to happen there in Cleveland. That's what I got to say.
Yeah, I can take this one. So I actually ranked this will be on our TikTok as well for debate TikTok. I ranked top 36 quarterbacks, basically any quarterback that may start week 1. And I think Baker Mayfield is literally like 35th on the list, only above Trey Lance, who I think is on this other graphic, if I'm not mistaken. So the 2 worst quarterbacks that may start week 1, depending on how things roll out, Jimmy G goes to Seattle or Baker Mayfield goes somewhere. But yeah, I think it's just really bad. I think Baker Mayfield is going to stay put. I don't think he's a top 32 quarterback right now in the NFL. Neither is Trey Lance. But I mean, what are you going to really get for Trey Lance? I don't think that you can get anything for anybody because we're talking about the Panthers. I would rather have Sam Darnold under center than Baker Mayfield. And I mean, it's not much of an upgrade, but I mean, why would I give up assets to get a guy who's a little bit worse than the guy I already have? And the next step you have there is the Seahawks. I like Drew Lock a lot better than I like Baker Mayfield. So, and I mean, that's kind of bad because Drew Lock has not played great so far, but I think Drew Lock has more potential than Baker Mayfield. So Baker Mayfield looks like he's going to be a backup. If he could take Deshaun Watson's starting spot, I mean, we'd all be a little bit surprised. I'm not even big on Deshaun Watson. I think I had Deshaun Watson at like 25 or something like that. So I don't know. It just seems like a mess in Cleveland, as always, as it's been for like 30 years now. It just seems like they got a big mess out there. They have no talent but running back. They have 2 good running backs, a good O-line, and a solid defense. But, you know, you can't go that far with just that. I don't know, Vib. I think the Cleveland Browns are going to miss the playoffs again, and Baker Mayfield will probably be riding the bench, if not starting over Deshaun Watson, which to me doesn't matter. They both suck. How you feeling, Vib?
Honestly, there's still a few more months left in the offseason. So, I mean, they can't. I don't think it's good to have a disgruntled quarterback in your locker room. Not because you're not starting him, and you're paying him money, but because I mean he's on his rookie deal, so you don't have to worry too much about like the cap and the money and how it works out and stuff. But you have to worry about a bad locker room environment. You have to worry about being a locker room cancer, and so fundamentally, you don't want that energy on your team. And honestly, you created that energy. You didn't ship Baker Mayfield off. You let him watch being replaced. You should have shipped him off to a team where he can start. In the Deshaun Watson trade, or like subsequently or before the Deshaun Watson trade. And the fact that the Browns didn't do that is the reason they created Baker Mayfield's. Like, I am totally for them upgrading at quarterback. That's not the issue. What my problem is with what they did is they handled the Baker Mayfield situation so poorly that like now it's going to become disastrous for their locker room, and that could create unanticipated issues. And like, I think they're a good team on paper, but these issues, unless they get Baker Mayfield out of Cleveland or do their best to, instead of just like continually doing him dirty, they're going to fester into the season and like mess something up. Something or another is going to get messed up.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, because you talk about the upgraded quarterback, Viv, and I agree. I think almost anybody that you have in the NFL right now would be an upgraded quarterback unless you're taking like a guy who knows he's a backup, you know. But I think, how do you feel about this? And I know I don't want him on the Chargers or anything like that. But how do you feel if Baker Mayfield gets if the Browns cut him, if they just cut him, and somebody like the Chargers or the Bucks or a team that needs a solid backup, like a decent backup to back up their star quarterback, do you think that's a good move for Baker Mayfield? Because I mean, how do you think? Because you were talking about the Browns being toxic for him, right? Do you think him going to a team that has like because I think this is what I think. And I know I could be wrong. I'm a little biased possibly. Maybe Baker Mayfield just right now in that locker room, because we know he's a backup quarterback, right? We can all agree he's a backup in that quarterback room, right? I think that Baker Mayfield sees Deshaun Watson and thinks that he's probably better than him, and he's probably going to be upset when he starts week 1 on the bench and Deshaun Watson's out there playing. Why don't we ship him off to the Buccaneers where he's like, yeah, Tom Brady's the number 1 guy, I'm playing backup, and when he retires, I take over the job, or somewhere like with a young star. Maybe where he's like, okay, I can at least help this like young star out and do my job as a backup and kind of like go into that like veteran backup role as like a mentor who's started the league for a few years and had a little bit of success, right? Do you think that would be a good option for Baker Mayfield just to kind of go on a team where they kind of need that like veteran backup?
I mean, maybe, but just because I just don't think that like, I mean, I think that he could earn like a starting job just for like a tanking team, and then like maybe after that go to being a backup, like Jared Goff, what he did. But like Jared Goff earned a starting spot in the Detroit Lions, who are tanking just for a good draft pick, and he'll be their quarterback like for the time being until they have the pieces to get a quarterback. They need to build that. Once they build more pieces, and after they build the pieces, then they can get a quarterback. Then Jared Goff will be gone from Detroit. But
Yeah.
I think that's the best situation for Baker Mayfield. But I mean, it would be okay if he went to a backup. He just has to embrace that role. But I don't know, just because he spent time as a starter and he's had like the first overall pick and high expectations and stuff, I don't know how quickly he'll be able to embrace that role. So I think the Jared Goff scenario is what like is better for him than like becoming a backup immediately.
I agree. I mean, Josh Rosen took it, and you see what happened to him. Like, he's basically out of the league at this point because if you embrace that role, it could mean the end of your career maybe. So, but I don't know. But it's really tough. Maybe Baker Mayfield does something else outside of football. But I do agree with everything you're saying about it's just tough. And I know this next topic is about to be crazy, dog. And Baker Mayfield's probably like, the most trash player, him and Deshaun Watson. The Browns in general, we should never talk about the Browns again. Like, they're just trash. Baker, Deshaun, everyone on that team, just except for Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's really good.
Deshaun Watson is. Oh, you're just hating on Deshaun Watson. I mean, I don't like the guy, but he's a phenomenal athlete.
Deshaun Watson.
He is. That's the best way to sum it up. Transitioning now. Sorry about the technical delay, guys. I still don't know what's going on. I'm out of Google Slides now, doing all kinds of weird stuff, but it's working. Getting out of hand. I don't know if you guys saw, but Chris Paul had an altercation, I guess, where somebody actually grabbed his mom or something. I didn't catch the full story, but basically somebody actually touched Chris Paul's mom, actually put their hands on her, and that crosses the line. I know there's a lot of joking where people call LeBron a bitch, and LeBron's like, get him out, I'm done. Like a grown-ass man getting mad at like a little woman that's like 5'5", like, and her daughter that like are going to the game heckling him. That's completely different. This is a whole new level of disrespect. So I'm completely on CP3's side with this. I 100% agree with him. Real quick, Austin, what's up, man? Thank you for being new. Thank you for coming through. It's going well, man. How are you doing? Let us know in the chat. But at the end of the day, my main point with this is it's getting out of hand. I mean, there's a fine level between being a fan, joking around, being like fucking Drake on the sideline, ha ha ha, ho ho ho. It's all fun and games. But this just crosses the line. This isn't, this isn't cool. It's getting out of hand. What are you thinking, Jay?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is crazy because, I mean, there's a few aspects of this. I mean, obviously, we'll start off with saying, obviously, don't put hands on anybody at a game. It makes no sense, especially because these are good seats. Chris Paul's parents are, they're in good seats. I see stuff in nosebleeds where people are fighting and brawling, and they get evacuated and stuff like that. Whatever, you guys are drunk and you guys don't have anything. But down there, you expect some kind of level of respect, some kind of level of professionalism from the fans. But we've been seeing a lot of fans getting these seats that are supposed to be for, these fans who are more mild-mannered. They're out here throwing popcorn at players. Now they're putting their hands on, like, players' wives and mothers. I don't understand why you put your hands on any fan. I don't care if it's the opposing team's fan, Chris Paul's mom, Chris Paul himself. You don't put hands on people. So Charles Barkley made the point. We don't know what they said to make that fan do that. But I don't know what could possibly be said for you to put your hands on them. Like, if I'm the biggest rival of Chris Paul and his mom, for instance, Oklahoma, got a lot of friends in Oklahoma. My friend came out, shout out to him. He just came out from Oklahoma. He knows Trae Young. If we go to a game, a Hawks game, and Trae Young's mom is there and Trae Young's dad, Rayford's there, everyone's there, I don't think Trae Young's a great player, but I would love and respect his parents, dap them up. If he has a good game, I'll dap him up. There goes your boy doing his thing. Because at the end of the day, I mean, his parents just want to see him succeed, and he's in the NBA, so he's doing something right. And you gotta show love and respect to people who made it out of whatever the situation was. So I mean, Trae Young was born rich, so I guess it's not the point. But anyway, show love, be respectful. That's all I gotta say.
All right. What do you think of Vib?
Jay took all the words right out of my mouth. I mean, yeah, show love, be respectful. I mean, who cares if it's a player you don't like? I mean, Chris Paul, yeah, you know what? Sure, he might annoy your favorite player or whatever, or he might just like troll like the living hell out of them. But I mean, come on, have like some human decency. Like that's a dude's family you're messing with, and like. I mean, I don't know. Like, if you like, I would like, I don't know. If I were Chris Paul, I would have been like even more furious if you like put your hands on my family. So that I can just imagine what him or anyone else is thinking. Like treat other people and other people like their family or like people that they care about, like the way that you would expect like yourself or your family or people that you care about to be treated. That's my 2 cents.
110%.
No, I want to elaborate on that really quick because I remember one of my best friends, man, like a brother to me. He played D1 and March Madness tournament, and there was a section for family for a lot of those games that I would go to, and there'd be sometimes we get other teams' family in the mix, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's my brother," or "That's my son," or "That's whatever," or "That's my boyfriend," whatever. And I remember every time. Obviously I'm going for my boy to win, but if they did something. Like, I'm like, high five them because, man, how proud are they? How proud is Chris Paul's mother that her son is in the NBA right now, all-star perennially? Like, you got to show them love, man. It's an awesome thing to be around. They should be thankful to be around someone that gave birth to someone like Chris Paul. But anyway, I don't understand that why you do that.
Was it on Mother's Day, too? Was it yesterday?
On Mother's Day.
Yeah, it was on Mother's Day. That's really messed up.
I didn't even think of that.
Like, these people have no morals. No, nothing.
Yeah, like you're making a great point, Jay. Like his mom, like she's probably getting excited all day. She's gonna go see her baby. It's Mother's Day. It's the perfect gift, and this guy just ruins it. So yeah, it's getting out of hand. I mean, there's a certain level of fandom. I mean, Christ, I'm from Philly. I would know, but this is just disrespectful, not cool, whatever you want.
Hey, Doe, you want to know worst Mother's Day present that night?
Huh.
Chris Paul had 5 points all game.
Yeah, that is not
and
a
he fouled out.
Every year, though.
And he fouled out. Rip.
Let me see. Can you guys see this full screen now?
Yes,
yeah, he is as free as it gets.
Bradbury.
What are you thinking, Viv? Where do you think that this guy should go?
Come to Minnesota. Nah, I'm just playing.
Honest opinion.
I mean, I would definitely not mind James Bradbury, but I mean, we did draft Andrew. We did draft Booth for a reason. We have Pat Pete, we have Cam Dantzler, guys like that. I mean, I would love James Bradbury, but I mean, I don't think that's the guy that we need right now. But honestly, James Bradbury still got some juice in him. I know his last season wasn't particularly great, and that's why they released him, and also because they had to save cap. But I mean, he can go to a team which needs a cornerback and like has the cap space to go get a cornerback. Like, I mean, honestly, I think the Raiders might need a cornerback if I'm not mistaken. He could go there, team up with Chandler Jones, Max Crosby on defense, and then like you already had the team with Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, good O-line, Darren Waller. Like that's a lucrative destination. Maybe even New England. They don't have J.C. Jackson anymore. Those are just a few suggestions I have. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of agree with you on this. Me and Mike talked about this. Mike on the mic, shout out, and we're kind of biased, I think, right, Chargers fans. But I think it's kind of obvious where he should go. So you kind of know what I'm going with this. Viv, you kind of already alluded to it. I think he has to go to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders really have everything but DBs. You know what I'm saying? They lost They lost their one DB to like gun violence or something like that. They lost their other DB, I think, to something different. So Nate Hobbs, I think, got injured, something like that. So they need a DB, that's for sure. I think it's a no-brainer. I think the Raiders should go out there and get James Bradbury. They have the cap space for it. They could definitely work a deal to make it work out. That division is going to be crazy competitive when you talk about the Broncos and the Chargers, who I think are going to headline that division. And when you talk about the worst team in that division, in my opinion, you're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, who just went to a Super Bowl like 2 years ago and then won one 3 years ago before that with a lot of the pieces still intact. So, yeah, if you're the Las Vegas Raiders and you want to compete in the AFC West and make the playoffs, you go out there and get any help you can get at corner, at DB, and I think James Bradbury is the answer just fell out of nowhere to you. So Raiders, I think that's the only place. That's the only team that should be dialing up his agent's number and getting him on the team.
You know what team you got me thinking of, Jay?
Is it your Eagles?
What if he went? No, not even my Eagles. I won't be biased, I swear. What if he went to the Bengals, bro? Eli Apple has not been that guy. What if he goes to a team like the Bengals that needs somewhat help in the secondary? I mean, Bradbury's definitely going to add to it. They already have a good safety in Bates, and they go all in on, running that division next year and trying to go back to the Super Bowl and get some kind of an upset. I mean, they already beat the Chiefs last year with Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes. I think that the Chiefs offense last year was better than the Chiefs offense this year.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Bradbury, I think, should go to a team like the Bengals, go to a team maybe like the Browns. I think maybe he's at this point in his career now at 28 years old where he's maybe worried about trying to get a ring rather than trying to, go somewhere where they need help in the secondary. I think he's going to get the bag first and foremost because of his age. But don't be shocked if a team like the Bengals throw money at him. I wouldn't even be shocked if the Chiefs throw money at him because they need help in the secondary. And a player like this does not come often. So I'm really, really excited. It saves the Giants $10 million cap. He's out of my division. That's what I'm excited about because this guy's a great player. But if he went to the Bengals, that'd be a good sight.
Yeah, I agree, Doc. Now you said that. If he wants to go and get a bag and win, I think the Bengals is the place because I think the Ravens have a shot of winning that division. But outside the Ravens, that division's trash to me. The AFC West, Chiefs, and the Raiders, I think are the bottom feeders right now, and bottom feeders really closely though, like by an inch below the Chargers and the Broncos. But still, it's not a guaranteed division win if he goes to the Raiders or the Chiefs. So the Bengals might be the place to go. Super Bowl AFC Championship, Bengals. So yeah, I agree, Doc. Good point.
Thank you. That moves on from that. Moving on now to somebody in the chat, I guess, really has a good expertise on this next topic. It's in his name. We're gonna ask Vib the Vikes fan, what are your expectations for your Vikings? Why is this not working? This is so weird. Sorry. But what are your expectations for your Vikings? I'll let you take it away while I fix this real quick.
Win the Super Bowl or bust. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. New coach, new GM, new culture. Hopefully that changes the outcome of the past 2 seasons. I hope like we made the right hire in KOC. He seems like a smart guy. He reminded me, like I watched his press conferences and stuff. He reminded me a lot of Sean McVay. The way he talks, got great energy. Young guy, brings some creativity into the offense from the McVay system. We still have all the offensive talent. We got Zadarius Smith in the offseason to beef up that pass rush. We're probably going to switch to a 3-4, which is honestly awesome. Because we got rid of Michael Pierce, so all we got to do is put line Hunter and Smith up at each edge, DT in the middle, and run 4 linebacker sets. Still got EK, still got Harrison Smith, still got Pat Pete. We hopefully Lewis Seen is good and can develop alongside Harrison Smith, be that safety that we need. Hopefully we run like 3 safety sets with Cam Bynum. He showed a lot of promise in the game that Harrison Smith missed. I'm expecting a lot of good things. I'm expecting young players to take leaps and bounds. I'm definitely expecting another monster season from JJ. I'm definitely expecting some of the pressure to be taken off of D Hunt with the addition of Zadarius Smith, and hopefully we can manage to keep him healthy this season, unlike the past 2 seasons where he hasn't been able to stay healthy. If all our pieces fall into place, I'm expecting playoffs or a playoff run. I don't know if we can. Our division is pretty weak because the Lions are still in rebuilding and the Bears are going to suck. But we have to worry about the Packers. So we'll see.
Well, my predictions. The preview for the Vikings. I think they get lucky if they win 1 game. No, I'm just playing. No, honestly, I think they're going to. I think they're going to win the division easily, and by easily, it may only be by 2 games. But I think it's just gonna feel like they own the division this season. This is the first time in a long time I feel like this about the Vikings. But like you said, Lions are bad, Bears are bad. I don't think the Packers were good. I don't think they were that good last year, but of course they're gonna win a lot of regular season games with Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers in that defense. I don't think they're gonna be that good this year. So I think the Vikings have a clear head on that. I honestly think that the Vikings will make the NFC Championship game against either the Rams or the Bucks if it ends up that way. If they face the Rams or the Bucks sooner, they'll probably get knocked out sooner. But if they can avoid those 2 teams and somehow meet one of them in the NFC Championship game, I think that they are better than every other team in the NFC besides the Bucks and besides the Rams right now, because they got Kirk Cousins, top 10, top 12 quarterback, depending on where you have him. You have JJ, you have Thielen, you have Cook, you have Irv Smith Jr. coming back, you have new coaching staff, you have the beefed up defense like Vic was talking about. What else could you possibly need or want in Minnesota to not make a run to at least the NFC Championship? I know you don't have Tom Brady. I know you don't have the Rams Super All-Star team, but you have the third best team, in my opinion, in the NFC. In a watered-down AFC, it's fine. Everyone's going to AFC this offseason. This is the chance for the Vikings to go to the Super Bowl like the Bengals did last year. This is their shot.
No, I love that take. I 110% agree. This, in the watered-down, easy-ass NFC, this is your ticket right now when Aaron Rodgers doesn't have Devontae Adams. And I think Kirk Cousins, I'm not the biggest fan of him. Viv knows that. But Kirk Cousins is definitely good enough to win you this division when Devontae Adams isn't there. Because we're going to be getting into our final topic in a couple minutes. But that's actually Aaron Rodgers having second thoughts in Green Bay. So if he comes around and it turns out that Green Bay's only an 8 or 9, maybe even a 7-win team next year, which I can't believe we're saying that about the Green Bay Packers. But Devontae Adams is gone. And yes, Christian Watson, that wide receiver that they got out of North Dakota State University, should be solid. It's just at the end of the day, I don't foresee the Packers being nearly the team that they were before. That offense is depleted. So for the Vikings, this could be huge. Adam Thielen, I believe, is coming back healthy. I'm a big fan of him. That's going to help Jettas. That's going to help Kirk. That's going to help Dalvin Cook. They have that tight end, Irv Smith, who I really, really like too. I do like the Vikings as a team. And then I love the draft pick that you guys took first round too with the safety. So I'm really excited to see what the Vikings can do. I'm definitely rooting for them in the NFC North next year.
Yeah, I definitely wanted Kyle Hamilton, FYI, because Kyle Hamilton and Harrison Smith could be easily the best safety duo in football if they were paired up together. But I'm very glad that we at least filled the safety need. And, I'm excited for this season. I've said that the past couple of seasons, but hopefully our culture has changed enough to this point. I'm not setting my expectations insanely high because when I set the expectations insanely high, just like most Minnesota sports teams, the Vikings disappoint me. But I hope I'm not disappointed this year.
Yeah, I don't think you will be. I think that you have a lot to look forward to. And the new coaching move that they made, I'm a big, big fan of that. So looking up for your Vikings for sure. Moving on to our next topic, we're going to be talking about the NFC East next season. This is something I was kind of interested to ask you guys from an outside opinion. I mean, I'll just go first. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the division next year. I mean, A.J. Brown, Miles Sanders, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Jalen Hurts, Kenneth Gainwell. I can go on and on about this offense. This is the most confident I felt about this offense in a long time. I think the team that I'm the most afraid of besides the Eagles in my division, hot take, is not the Cowboys. It's the Commanders. I feel like the Commanders could be the team to start out 3-0. I don't know where they're going to go after that. They might be a 5-win team and only win 2 games after going 3-0 because that's how Carson Wentz is. But they do scare me a little bit because Carson Wentz knows this team. He knows this division, and he's back with vengeance on his mind. So don't discount him. But I think that this is finally Jalen Hurts' time to, as Jay said earlier, in a watered-down NFC, in a watered-down NFC, the NFC East, it's now your time to shine, Jalen Hurts. Go out, win that division for the Philadelphia Eagles, make a little bit of a run in the playoffs, and you got that job for yourself for the next few years. Because next year for Jalen Hurts, it's a make-it-or-break year. Dallas Cowboys, I love y'all. I just feel like they took way too many steps back next year to win the division again. And fun fact about the NFC East, and I know this because obviously my team's in it, we don't have repeat champions. We haven't had a repeat champion since like 2004, 2003, some shit like that. I see you nodding your head, Jay. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm all on board. You already know. Last year I said it's a toss-up between the Giants and the Eagles. I thought they were gonna have the same record last year in tiebreak situation and getting to win the division. They choked kind of last year. Unfortunately, the Cowboys took it and they choked in the playoffs like we knew they would. This year, I'm saying the same thing. I think it's between the Eagles and the Giants. I think the Eagles are going to be the clear cut, just like I said, the Vikings and the Packers. The Vikings and the Packers are the Eagles and the Giants. The Eagles will win the division easily, even if it's only by 2 games. It might be by 4, it might be by 5, but they're going to win it easily, in my opinion. I'm only worried about the Giants because they do have Kayvon. They did get the offensive lineman. Daniel Jones could surprise us, play great. Saquon can have himself all-star year. They got Kenny Galladay. But I think the Eagles should make it. Now, I have Jalen as my 13th ranked quarterback coming into the season. I have Kirk Cousins at 12. I said they're the third best team in the NFC right now. I think Kirk Cousins' ceiling is 10. I think Jalen Hurts' ceiling could be, you could look at maybe top 7 over Lamar, over Kyler, over some of these guys. But the problem is that Jalen Hurts also has a lower floor. We know Kirk Cousins, is a perennial top 15 player. He's a guy that you know what you're going to get from him. He's a solid player. Jalen Hurts could play great and win a Super Bowl this year, or he can fall off, not excel as a passer, not get better, kind of do what he's doing or worse, and then cost the Eagles this dream season, this dream run, and they might get bounced in the wild card. So it really depends on Jalen Hurts' play. If he plays well, I can see them going to the Super Bowl realistically.
Yeah, 100%. I could too, but I know I'm biased. We'll have Vib talk some sense into us.
So I love the thing that both of you brought up about like no repeat winners in the NFC East since like 03, 04 or whatever. And I completely feel that. I feel like it's not going to be the Cowboys next year. However, I've said this on the podcast before. I don't know if y'all remember, but I said that, you know what, the Cowboys I am like everything that I say the Cowboys are going to do, they're going to do the opposite of that every year.
So say they're going to win the division, please.
I said in 2020 that they're going to. I said in 2020 that they're going to win the division. They went 4-12, and yes, Dak got injured, but they were bad before even his injury. They were 1-3 before his injury. Okay, I said last year that the Eagles were going to win the division over them. The Cowboys won the division. Now the Eagles did make the wild card, so props to them. So so maybe I have a little fun and jinx the Cowboys and say the Cowboys are going to win the division.
All right, I like it. Thank you for doing that, Viv. We appreciate you. It's going to be definitely a shakeup. I think that there's a lot of not young talent. We know what Dak and Carson are, but Daniel Jones and Jalen Hurts specifically really, really are on the chop block next year. I mean, Carson Wentz too. He's just older, and I feel like we're all just waiting for him to die at this point. I'm definitely going to when the Eagles play the Commanders in Philly. That vibe is going to be unmatched, fellas.
Oh yeah,
I'm
for sure.
That too.
Carson Wentz's return to Philly is going to be something to watch.
It is. I'm going to be there for it. Jack will be there with me. We're going to have a good time. But getting into our main and final topic of the night, thank you guys all for hanging out with us through these technical difficulties. We'll figure out what it is and get it fixed next week. But I personally think that Aaron Rodgers is going to have second thoughts about staying with the Packers next year because they're going to suck, frankly. That's my opinion. What do you think, Vib?
I don't think they'll suck, but they definitely will be worse. Aaron Rodgers will have less reliable targets to throw to. I think the offensive line is going to take a little bit of a step back now that they lost Lucas Patrick. I think they'll still be good. And also, I don't know what Elton Jenkins' recovery from that ACL injury is going to look like or how good David Bakhtiari is going to be coming off his big injury. So the Packers have a lot of unknowns up in the air, and they're really, really going to be relying on that defense to do even better of a job than it did this year. And so I do think the Packers will be solid. I think they'll make the playoffs. Either win the division or be a wild card. But they are definitely going to get bounced out in an early round.
Yeah. If they make it, it's going to be the wild card.
I think that if they win the NFC North, that there will be that nearly every division winner, except maybe the NFC East division winner, and even the NFC East division winner could be still better, will be better than them. The Rams are better than them. The Bucs are better than them. The 49ers are better than them. Even the Cardinals are arguably better than them. The Vikings could be better than them, depending on how all the unknowns play out. Philly could be better than them, again, depending on how all the unknowns play out. So
it's just funny of how one guy leaving has such an impact on one team.
Yep, that's what happens when you're the best receiver in football.
Playing with the best QB in football.
Yep.
See how long it picks up for bad play. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, so I think it's like a two-part question. Part one, is Aaron Rodgers going to regret or have second thoughts? I think no. This is why, because first of all, this guy's like a celebrity, a local hero in Green Bay. People love him in Green Bay. He's at the Milwaukee Bucks game. People like clap for him when they show him on the Jumbotron or whatever. Like this guy, he should retire in Green Bay. People love him there. Two, he got a bag. He made his money. I don't think I've said this on Warzone. I've said this on podcasts. I've said this on TikTok. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers really cared about winning. Like he doesn't. If he wanted to win, he would have played for another team years ago. In my opinion, he would have demanded trade like 5 years ago or something like that, and he would have been somewhere else and probably would have won one. Honestly, he had the talent to win one on a winning team. Now you take away, you have that same Packers team now that I didn't believe in ever, and you take away their best player. They're not going to do anything. If they make the playoffs, hats off to Aaron Rodgers. He did, I don't want to call it the impossible, but he did something great. I mean, they've always had a great wide receiver core. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think that team is the team that's going to win a Super Bowl. I think this year, like Viv said, they probably make the playoffs. I think they get on a wild card and probably like a 6 or 7 seed if they do, and they probably get knocked down the wild card. So, I mean, hey, but he's going to enjoy that money. He's going to be watching the NFC Championship game on TV, having a good time. Yeah, so I can't be mad at him. He's not going to regret it, but it's not going to win either. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting division. It's gonna be an interesting NFC because I think that there's only 2 teams that we're sure that are gonna be in the playoffs in the NFC as of now, and that's the Rams and the Bucks, and maybe the Eagles, but not even guaranteed. Everybody else is a toss-up for who's gonna win their division. I think that the Rams and Bucks are the only 2 that you can lock in. The rest of the divisions are a toss-up. And the rest of the teams are a toss-up, too, for who's going to get second. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch this NFC next year. Moving on to our last and final topic. So this is actually going to be kind of a fun one, and you guys can participate with us in the chat. But we have everybody's favorite foods. And the guys on the podcast with me are going to be able to pick 3. It doesn't have to be anything pictured. You can pick any snack, any food off the top of the head. But what 3 foods or snacks would you keep if you could only pick 3? Does anybody want to go first in particularly?
I can do it. You got it, Viv?
Nah, you got it, bro.
Yeah, all right, so 3 things. All right, does chicken and waffles count as one thing or does it count as 2 things? That's the thing, because that's my first one automatically.
Dude, Win, thank you for saying that. You took the words out of my mouth. Those things are so good.
Love it.
Oh, hey, what did he say? I can't see the screen anymore. Shout it out.
Chicken and waffles. You called them out. The chips on the bottom?
All right, cool. Chicken and waffles. That's one thing. All right, cool. Chicken and waffles. Number 2, teriyaki chicken bowl. Teriyaki chicken bowl is in my top 2 favorite things. So chicken and waffles, teriyaki chicken bowl. And then my third and final thing, dang, this I should have, because I thought chicken and waffles was going to be 2 different things. But I'm going to say, Viv, take it away.
All right. This was incredibly difficult for me to decide upon, but I have a lot of, I don't have like a favorite. I've tried a lot of food and I enjoy like damn near every cuisine. All right. Number 3 has to be Number 3, I'm going to go with something a little bit exotic. It's a noodle dish. It's called pad see ew. It's a Thai noodle dish.
Thai, yeah, I like that Thai food.
I love Thai food. Number 2 has to be an Indian dish. It's called biryani. It's insane.
Ooh, bust down biryani. Like that.
Yeah. Biryani is really good. And number 1, I'm not going to go with the food. I'm going to go with probably my favorite thing, I guess, probably like my favorite like snack of all time, or probably like my favorite snack of all time, chips and queso.
Yes, Vib with the common win, 100% Agree.
That is
That's
like
great.
no, I'm not the biggest fan of like chips and stuff like that. But if there's literally one thing if there's like one thing that I could dip chips in that is like my favorite of all time, it's chips and queso. And when you do it right, it's unbeatable.
Damn.
Nah, chips and
Beautiful.
queso stays unbeaten, stays unmatched. I'll go with some of the stuff on the screen. So I'll go with some snacks too. Because everything that these guys said, I 100% agree with. I love these answers. Honestly, chicken bowl, that's a great answer. Any kind of, Mexican food place or Chipotle, you can never go wrong with the classic bowl, whatever you want. Also, chips and queso, that's a great answer. Chicken and waffles is a great one. I don't know if you've ever seen these, Jay. You got to get them shipped down to you. But Lay's chicken and waffle chips, they are freaking fantastic. I don't know if they still make them, but they are probably the best chips I've ever had in my life. Cheetos cheddar jalapeno on the left, underrated. They don't sell them at a lot of places, but I get them at Royal Farms around here. And then I guess last but not least, if I had to pick something, Mike and Ike, I'll just go with one of my favorite candies. I think Mike and
Oh my
Ike
God.
is a great candy. Everybody loves them. They're tasty. They melt in your mouth. And I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff. This is a hard question, like Viv said. This is very, very difficult.
I've had none of those things that you mentioned.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to make you a
I-
care package then and ship it out.
I have not had the first one, but Mike and Ike's are my favorite. I'm not a big candy fan at all. Not even
Yeah,
close.
same.
Like I'm not a big sweet or candy fan, but like Mike and Ike's are really good.
I don't
Facts.
eat cheese though, so I know you said something with cheese. I don't eat cheese or spicy, so one of those things I like all
Yo,
of it.
one of my friends, Abi Parika, is in the chat. What's up, Abi?
What's up, baby? How we doing? Thank you for coming through tonight to watch the show. We had a ton of people join tonight.
He said Zapp's voodoo chips. Those are incredibly underrated.
Yes, that's a great freaking answer. I love that.
I don't know what they're talking. I don't know what y'all talking about. Hey,
They're like really, really good barbecue chips. They're really fucking good.
Hey, dog. I got the 3 ranking though. My bad. I know I took forever. This is my final 3 ranking. I'm gonna give it to you right now because I know I kind of passed it to Viv. But Viv, I don't know if you know about that. I think you might because you hit me with some ethnic food, some stuff out. My top 3. Number 3 would be chicken. See if I get this right. Chicken tikka masala. It's like butter chicken.
Yes, you got it right.
That stuff is fire. That stuff is so fire. There's a place in LA, the best place. That might be number 1, but I'm gonna put it number 3. Orange sauce, put some purple sauce on it. I don't even know what the sauce is called with the white rice under it. Dog, have you had that?
No, I've never had it, but I gotta try it. It sounds really good. I love white rice and some nice sauce on it and butter chicken. That sounds really good.
Oh my goodness, bro. This is like it might be number 1. I'm not gonna rank them, but that chicken waffles and a teriyaki chicken bowl with vegetables and white rice. Those are my top 3 favorite foods right there, hands down. There you go, dog. But you gotta try that chicken, man. That stuff is fire.
Not personally my favorite, but it's fire. It is fire. You got to try it.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a try.
With that bread, the naan. Whew.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude, naan. Don't even get me. Naan is fire. It's just like buttery. It's like pillowy. It's soft. It's like everything that you want.
Hey, well, real quick, thank you to everybody who came through in the chat tonight. Thank you, Luke. Thank you. How do I say that? I don't want to mispronounce it. How do I say it, Vib?
Just call him Abi.
Abi. Thank you, Abi. Thank you, Luke. We see both of you guys. Thank you guys for coming through to watch the show.
Yeah,
Austin, I see you in the chat.
He's my good friend.
Well, thank you for coming through to support your good buddy, Vib. We hope that we put on a good show for you guys. Thanks for dealing with the technical difficulties with us. And at the end of the day, everybody have a good week. And want to thank both these guys for coming on. Peace, fellas.